In this first segment of the 24-25 school year on the Blueprint podcast, we're going to be talking all about what it means to find your why. In this season opener, we're going to be diving into the topic that drives everything we do, finding our exact why. What makes you get out of bed every morning? Is it something that really excites you? Or are you getting pulled out of bed by something that leaves you wishing for more? Finding our goals, big or small, is important. But what's even more important is finding out why we have these goals. What is really driving our actions, passions, and choices? The Oxford Dictionary defines why as for what reason or purpose. Why are we doing the things we do? It's that simple, but it's a lot more than that. And with our student hosts interviewing our handpicked guests, we're going to get to the bottom of how to find what's going to drive us to achieve our goals. Each of our handpicked guests are going to go into their unique journeys of how they found their whys. We hope that by listening to these conversations, you will feel empowered to do the same for yourself. Why are you doing the things you're doing? Is it for the right reasons? Does it align with your true, authentic self? Our goal through this first section of the Blueprint podcast is that you will leave feeling empowered to pursue with passion what drives you each and every day. Join us this semester on the Mustang Blueprint.
Welcome back to the Mustang Blueprint. My name is Landon Cruz, and today I have Morgan Mueller on the episode. Morgan, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
That's awesome.
Today, we're going to be talking about your photography business.
Yeah.
How exciting is that?
It has been taken off. I currently am a senior studying communications with a minor in graphic design, which has really helped me with my small photography business. But yeah, I've been working really hard. I actually just had 4 photo shoots in the last couple weeks, so it's been nice.
Kind of getting off, what kind of motivates you and your passion to do the things that you do or your photography?
Yeah, so usually what really drives me to keep taking pictures is just the smiles that it puts on people's faces when they get their pictures back. It warms my heart to be able to capture some special moments in people's lives. This past summer, I actually just did my first ever wedding, but I was videoing for it. I had RSVP'd for the wedding, and the bride had texted me and was like, "Hey, I saw you RSVP'd. Can you bring your camera? Can you video the day?" I was like, I've never done it before, but I'll give it my best shot. And I sent them their video back a few weeks ago, and they called me crying. They were like, "Hi, this is awesome. Like, you did such an amazing job." And then I started crying. So just the reactions that people get when they get their pictures or videos back, honestly, is what makes me keep doing it.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Kind of tying back into what you kind of mentioned on seeing the smiles on your clients' faces. What'd be the most fulfilling part of that on your photography?
Yeah. Honestly, it's the people. The people keep coming back and keep wanting me to take their pictures for their milestones and their special events, and then just their overall joy when they get it back. It really it drives me. It motivates me. It keeps me going because ultimately I am a people pleaser, and I want people to be happy with the outcomes of their pictures. And when they are, it brings tears to my eyes. It's what I've always dreamed of doing. So yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
What would be, just kind of touching back up on that, what is your most memorable? I know you kind of talked about as far as like your videography for the wedding.
Yeah.
But what would be your most like I'm doing something right moment, as far as like getting or seeing reactions to your clients' photos?
Yeah. Going back to the wedding, actually, I was packing up some of my stuff, getting ready to leave right after the reception had ended. And the mother of the bride came up to me, and she just gave me the biggest hug ever. And she was crying. She was like, "You really helped this day become a dream for my daughter." She was like, they were so scared of not being able to get those moments on video because they were having some troubles with the people they had booked earlier. And I was obviously a very last minute decision to come and bring my camera. But the mother of the bride, she just gave me the biggest hug. And then we were both just sitting in the back room crying. We were both really going through it. She's amazing and I love her. But yeah, I think that moment I was like, this is what I was meant to do.
Just kind of touching up on that. When did you realize that was your purpose? Like, when did you feel like that was, I'm doing photography?
Yeah, so the very first time I had ever picked up a camera was when my aunt had wanted some pictures in her wedding dress before she was getting ready to sell it. I was probably like in 3rd or 4th grade maybe, and we just went to downtown Sioux Falls, is where I'm from, and we just took some pictures, and I really didn't think anything of it, but she was like, these are super good. Like, for you being so young, these are really good. And I was like, well, yeah, whatever, like, sure.
Typical people.
Little kid, yeah. But I started really getting back into it during COVID. My mom would take me to my little sister's softball games, and I would just be so bored. I was like, can we leave? Like, I'm tired of sitting out in the cold. And she was like, here, I'll go get you a camera to keep you occupied, and you can take pictures of the girls, and then I'll send them out to the families. And I was like, okay, sure. Like, let's go to Walmart. Let's go get a cheap camera. And after that, I just kept getting compliments from people. More people were saying, hey, will you take our family pictures? Will you take a picture of me and my boyfriend? I was like, yeah, let's do it. And it just is soaring and flying now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
When did you choose kind of that path that you're currently on as far as photography? Like, when did you, like, I know you mentioned it in COVID, but like, what did you do during COVID to make you realize this is the path?
Yeah, so after I started taking pictures at my sister's softball games and people were reaching out to me, I made an Instagram page and started posting just the random pictures I took on my camera. And I kept getting those compliments, kept getting people that were interested in wanting pictures done that were reasonably priced. I was inexperienced, still learning, still trying to do new things and grow my expertise. So I think that during COVID, and obviously the social distance, I'd take pictures from far away and like zoom in and be like, here, I'm sorry, and I'm not going to get close to you. But after COVID, everything just kind of aligned. And once I came to college, the networking here is crazy. I played softball my freshman year, and I was a red shirt, so I would take pictures of the girls playing. And now I don't play softball due to mental health, but the wrestling coach had reached out to me and was like, hey, we need a photography intern. You want to travel with us? And I was like, heck yeah, I do.
That's amazing.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Has there been a specific experience or person that has kind of shaped your why?
Yeah, so I think my mom and my family has really helped me to shape my why and why I keep doing my photography and get up every day to take pictures of people. They have always had my back, and they're always really supportive. And every photo shoot that I do, my mom's like, can I see some sneak peeks? Can I see some pictures? Like, I want to know what you're doing. I want to see what you're creating. And I think that she is the main purpose of why I keep going, because she always has my back, and I know she does.
Mothers are the best support systems around.
I love my mom. Shout out, Mom.
What would kind of your legacy be when you're kind of done with this career path?
I think I just want people to ultimately be happy with whatever they're doing, if that's getting their pictures back or meeting up with me to take pictures. I want them to be excited. I want them to be happy, and ultimately just put a smile on their face, capturing some of the biggest moments of their lives. So I think that happiness is the key and the main goal. Oopsies, I'm punching the mic. The main goal that I really want for my clients, yeah.
How are you working towards that goal?
I don't know, being my goofy self, I guess. I like to crack jokes. I like to try to lighten the mood, because when you're in front of a camera, obviously in front of some right now, it can be a little nerve-wracking. It can be scary. And I don't want that to correlate to what I'm doing. I don't want people to be afraid to be in front of me. So, and even myself, sometimes like right now, I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous, but I think that, I think that that's a part of life. And within my business, I don't want people to be scared to smile. So creating that goofy, silly, happy atmosphere is something that I really strive and work towards.
Have you been faced with any challenges?
Oh, definitely. I've had a few people that have tried to micromanage during photo shoots, which, I mean, I understand if this is the way you want it to go, but I have the camera. I'm in charge. I'm the boss right now. But ultimately, I think that one of the main struggles I have is finding a work-life balance and trying to really put those two in different categories, because as of right now, I'm a full-time college student. I have a serving job, and then I also have my photography, my family, my friends. Just trying to balance all of that, I think, has been a struggle, but it's a work in progress. So I think that within the next few years after graduating, everything will start to even itself out.
If you had to give any advice to somebody who wants to kind of get into this career choice, what would be the best way to do it?
Yeah, just take a step forward. It doesn't have to be an expensive camera. You could even take pictures on your phone. You don't have to have the most expensive gear. All you need to do is just have confidence in yourself that you know what you're doing. And even if you don't know what you're doing, everything is a big learning curve. So just knowing that you're not alone in what you're trying to do, and you can always ask for help. I've asked so many photographers that I've met, like, what do you think about this? What are your ideas? And even just on Instagram, I see like reels of how to pose somebody, or like what cameras are nice, which ones you should maybe turn away from. But I think that asking for help and knowing that you can do it is one of the biggest steps that you can take.
Kind of tying back into being your goofy self.
Yeah.
How does your why make you interact differently with individuals on a day-to-day basis?
I think, honestly, I try to be the same person that I am in front of everyone, and I don't try to really hide anything, because ultimately people are going to see the real you no matter what. And as long as you're being true to yourself and knowing your why and your purpose and why you want to do what you're doing, I think that people will see that, and people understand that, like, hey, she's a goofy girl, and we can do this. Like, we can be comfortable. I want to be able to have a conversation with people and them not be intimidated or scared that I'm going to be taking their pictures, hopefully sometime soon. Like, it's not anything that I try to hide as a person. I try to be myself.
What made you realize that your why truly mattered to you?
That's a good question. I think that after I came to college, and I used to play softball, I had mentioned, but after experiencing some really rough patches with my mental health, I truly realized why I'm here and what I was put on earth to do, is to make people happy, is to make them smile, is to make them comfortable, be loved and welcomed in any aspect of life. I think that ultimately is my why, is just to enjoy other people's presence, their company, and just smile.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Has there been any pivotal moments in your career that you kind of like, you thought that you were going down one path and you kind of shifted gears into the other?
Honestly, I think it was when I started getting more requests for video. I actually just made a video for the wrestling team that they can send out to recruits to be like, hey, look at our facilities. Come here. Come join us. Like, we want you to be a Mustang. And then the wedding for like videography. Mm-hmm. Ever since I started doing that, everything has kind of just been like, whoa, like, let's do more pictures, let's do more videos, let's do all of this. And I'm starting to get that networking, I guess, and more acknowledgement from people because they're finally seeing that I can do more than just pictures. Like I'm expanding my expertise, I'm expanding my knowledge, I'm trying new things, and I'm trying to put myself out there even more. And I think that honestly, this past year has been a real big turning point, real pivot for me within my business.
How has your why evolved over time?
I think that it changes. Not constantly, but there are more things being added to why I get up every day. And right now, it's I want to make people happy. I want them to smile, to be loved and welcomed. But at the same time, there are so many other subparticles of why I get up. Like a funny one would be I get up because my cat eats my hair. Like that it happens. Another one would be like, oh, I need to go buy groceries. Like I'm hungry. Mm-hmm. So like finding the little subparticles of the big picture is why everything happens. Like I don't know. I have a bunch of whys. I do a bunch of things. So I feel like it can change almost every day if you're going through life in a different direction, trying new things.
What kind of values guide your decision in photography or videography?
Yeah, so also I feel like that changes as well. I really enjoy people. I'm a people person. I'm a people pleaser too, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. But I feel like some of the main values that I have are to ultimately be happier myself and along the way be able to make another person happy as well. So I think that that's like the main value that I have as a person.
Those are some good life values to always keep. Kind of touching back on, I know we talked earlier in the episode on explaining about how to get into photography.
Yeah.
But can you explain to someone on trying to find their own why?
Yeah. I think finding a why can be difficult. It can be hard, but just trying new things, asking questions internally and externally, finding that mindset, a growth mindset, if I might say, to learn new things about yourself and to learn new things about other people, like asking, why do you get up every day? Like, what is your purpose? And learning from other people to help you learn about yourself, in a sense. So not being afraid to ask questions, taking a step out of your comfort zone. A lot of people are scared to do things that make them uncomfortable, but being uncomfortable is a way of growing, is a way of learning new things. And I think the last one is just being yourself. I don't know, being yourself. I think that is a really important thing to do, because a lot of time nowadays people get caught up in I want to be like them. I want to look like this. I want this, like I want to buy this. And I think that you just got to buy what makes you happy. If you enjoy Taco Bell, go buy Taco Bell. Like I don't know what else to tell you.
Kind of going back to you mentioned on being uncomfortable and being in uncomfortable positions and spots. Mm-hmm. How do you go about being in a uncomfortable position?
Yeah. I would say I throw myself into a lot of uncomfortable situations, purposefully and not purposefully. But I think that just taking a deep breath and grounding yourself is one way that I cope with those uncomfortable situations, and just realizing that it's okay to be in this moment. It's not going to last forever. Like, being uncomfortable is a part of life, and no one can really escape being uncomfortable. Like, I'm sorry, these couches, love them and all, but I'm sweaty. I'm a little uncomfortable, but like, I can't change anything. So just grounding myself, taking a deep breath, knowing that it will pass really helps with the taking that next step to being not uncomfortable in a situation.
What would you say on if somebody were to start getting into this, would you guide them to be more videography or photography first?
Ooh, that is a good question. I don't know, honestly. I started out with photography, so I think I would push them a little bit more towards the photography side of things, just because that's one thing that I know more about personally. But videography is also, it's a world of its own. It's awesome. It's amazing. I've loved every second of it, and they both have pros and cons. So I think that whatever interests you more, go for it. Take that jump, take that step, take a leap if you may. But I would say get like a little digital camera, or just go take your phone out and like take pictures of people. Like, one picture is worth a million words. Like, you can interpret it in so many ways, and I think that pictures are so special, but videos are also so special too. So I think that both of them have a purpose, and they both mean a lot, but you just got to figure out what's right for you.
I should ask, which one do you like better?
Don't put me on the spot like that. I don't know. I will say I love taking pictures. I love capturing that fragment in time that you might not have even noticed happened, but I captured it, I saw it, and I'm giving it back to you. Like, the smallest little interaction between people can be taken in a picture and is worth a million words. It is literally worth 1,000 thoughts, a million words. No one really knows what was going on, but they can interpret it in the way that they want to. So I think that my personal favorite is taking pictures of people and then obviously giving them back to them. So I'm bumping this again.
Kind of on the topic of that.
I'm going to punch this mic. Just kidding, guys. I won't.
What would be your favorite photography shoot that you've done?
I don't know. I love them all. They all have their uniqueness. I love couple pictures. Sorry, but I love PDA. Don't hate me for it. But I love love. I love when people are happy, and that or either sports photography. I'm a very big sports fan, so seeing people do the sport that they love and capturing a small fragment of their career is also a really big thing that I enjoy doing. Okay, if you were to ever be a photographer,
Uh-oh.
well, what do you think that your favorite thing would be to take pictures of?
Probably sports.
Sports?
I'm a big sports guy.
Yeah. I mean, most people are. I won't say everyone is a sports fan, but most people enjoy sports. What would be your favorite like sport to take pictures of?
It'd either have to be basketball or football.
Basketball or football?
I can't do soccer.
Soccer?
I can't do soccer. I hate watching soccer, let alone taking photos.
Yeah, I've been to a few soccer games. They're pretty intense though. It's like always moving, always doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of going back to your challenges.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most difficult challenge you've overcame or you're still going through?
I mean, a lot of negative things can happen when having a business, and I think one of the big things, this doesn't happen to me very often anymore, but sometimes my camera will freeze up in the middle of a shoot, and I have to like turn it off and like try to warm it up because it gets really cold here in the winter in Minnesota. Yeah. And I was at a couple photo shoot, and my camera just would not turn on. I was like, oh no, what do I do? So I ran into my car, turned it on, and put it right up next to the heater. I was like, I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I literally don't know what's going on. And they were like, oh, it's okay. Like, they were so understanding and so forgiving. I shout out to them because I probably would have cried if something else were to go wrong that day. But honestly, I don't have that issue as much anymore because I've gotten new cameras. But Yeah, that's probably one thing that I like really struggled with for a while was my gear. I got all of my gear that I have secondhand. So a photographer before me had used it. So I think that, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing because I love secondhand stuff. Love it. If you want to go thrifting sometime, let me know because I know all the great spots.
Will do.
But getting stuff secondhand can be a blessing and a curse because you never know how it was treated with the previous owner, how it was used. But I'm thankful enough to have a photographer friend that takes very good care of her things. So I don't have as big of an issue with my gear anymore, but I used to. And that was one thing that I really struggled with.
Well, that's all the questions I have for you for today.
Well, thank you for having me. I really
Thank
appreciate you letting me tell my story a little bit and be goofy.
Your story is amazing.
Thank you.
I was also introduced to wheelchair basketball, and I was like, at first scared. I didn't want to try it like any kid, right? They didn't want to get hurt or anything like that. But I got in a chair, I found the courage, and I just started pushing. And, you know, every 8-year-old kid was like, oh, I'm going to be good overnight. I'm going to be the next Michael Jordan, right? But I found out quite quickly that it wasn't going to be that easy. So